covenant that binds me to my ignorance. It started out as something humorous, and I spent so long on all the differences. Now all I do is I'll do myself. I commit to bits and get overwhelmed. We're out of job for just the hell of it, and wonder if I'm even built for this. I close my eyes, just like I've done 1,000 times. Watch me take the plunge to do everything that I have done before. Oh, it's a beautiful thing to make more, to be part of a cycle and door, even if it's the same as before. Ain't it magic what it's got in store? Oh, it's a beautiful thing, the humdrum, cause even nothing is something to some. So come and sing us a little too long, and let me hear some more of that song. Now everything's an avalanche, a dizzying and delightful dance when my voice and my heart feel a million miles apart. You can bridge the gap between them, got a beautiful art. I close my eyes, just like I've done 1,000 times. Watch me feel my chest, exhaling all the still regrets, what's been left unsaid. And I take the night, I sing into the windswept skies. Watch me take the plunge to do everything that I have done before. Oh, it's a beautiful thing to make more, to be part of a cycle and door, even if it's the same as before. How could anybody stand to be bored? Oh, it's a beautiful thing that we've done, considered not only special to some. So come and sing us a little too long, and let me hear some more of that song. So come and sing us a little too long, and let me hear some more of that song.
Alright, nine. Yep, there it is. Uh. It's so damn yellow. Anyway. We'll get this out of the way first, and then we will commence some DA. But, Go.
Seed, you're early. Are you preparing for the interview with Mr. Z? Seed? Over here! Seed, please don't... Seed? Over here! Seed, please don't jump out like that! Aw, this little one isn't doing too well.
How many times do I have to tell you? Stop eating flowers!
I've been standing behind you for a while now. You gotta work on your recon skills, Orphe.
I noticed Seed hiding a while ago.
You jumped as much as I did, Magus.
No, I didn't. Also, use proper titles while on duty.
Okay, Captain Magus.
I'm so sorry, I'm running behind schedule. I hope I'm not too late.
Being late on my watch means...
It's okay, Mr. Z. What Captain Magus means is, she's glad you made it here safe. Mr. Z! I left you a scooter at the helipad.
How considerate of you, Miss C.
Oh, that sounded kind of sad.
Anna! Poor round little Bang Boo having to hurry all the way here. Good thing Mr. Z didn't hear that.
Being round and little.
He did hear it.
Is great cover for gathering intel.
He's the
But thanks for
scooter.
the scooter. It was a big help. I didn't realize New Eridu had such a thing.
More compliments, please. I like them.
Then, let's begin, shall we? Dear Proxies, welcome to the Zenlei Song Zero special program. I'm New Eridu's best intel broker, Mr. Z. The undercurrents of conflict in Wi-Fi Peninsula have now surged into massive waves. The Exaltist schemes are also slowly starting to surface. However, the true purpose and mastermind behind it all remain shrouded in fog. At a time when various factions are clashing in the shadows, we are in urgent need of a trusted force that can help break through this deadlock. Perhaps Obo Squad is precisely the key we need to resolve this. So let's welcome our guests from Obo Squad, Captain Magus and her squad members Orphe and Seed.
Hello, Proxies. I'm Orphe.
And I'm the captain of Obo Squad. You can call me Magus.
I'm Obo's heavy weapons specialist, Seed. Yahoo!
Awesome. Now, let's review our first bit of exclusive intel.
Warning.
There you go.
Tampering with the self-defense system is strictly prohibited. Warning.
I have to be stronger.
Warning.
If I just get stronger. Promise me, Captain Magus, in front of the proxy, that you won't make such grievous mistakes like she did.
The proxy has my witness. I give you my word.
Obo Squad, get ready.
Better start digging graves.
Order received. Increasing firepower output.
Here comes the big one. See, Senior, punch him again!
Calibrating position.
What's that line again? One shot, one kill.
That's kind of cute.
Seed Senior promised me he'd come back if I got stronger.
I just wanted to go on a journey with her. To prove that the heart is real. You're willing to help me?
Captain and I got this.
Too much.
Target the weak spot. Covering fire.
Forget the orders. I didn't form Oval just to dance to someone else's tune.
Our hearts have been beating together since the day we were born, Captain Magus.
You're not the same flame you once were. You don't deserve the name I gave her. Magus! Aren't you the one who saved me from despair? Answer me.
The glory of wielding their authority has finally come to me. They can make your wish come true.
My wish?
Your mission ends here. Seed.
You've got sharp and beautiful eyes. I hope you'll never become the enemy of Krampus.
I believe in my dear children. They are the brilliant Phaethon.
Oh.
Welcome back. In the previous version story, though Proxies defeated the Exaltists alongside friends from Yunhui Summit and Spook Shack,
Hi, Carol Anna. Uh-oh.
Mix's evil deeds. The situation in Wi-Fi Peninsula remains turbulent, with both covert and overt conflicts between factions within, while outside, we have miasma sweeping through the hollow. That's when the defense force chooses to involve themselves in the chaos. Will this calm the turbulent sea or stir the swelling waves even more? Obo Squad, could you reveal exactly what the Defense Force's goals and plans are with their excursion into Wi-Fi Peninsula this time?
The primary objective of this operation is to neutralize the Exaltist threat. And also, that's about all I remember from the briefing. Orphe, no need to memorize the mission briefing. Simply get to the mission location and make sure every moving target stops moving. Do you care about how many potato chips are in the bag when you eat them?
Your explanations really didn't explain anything at all.
Okay, so Seed
How about
Junior
Captain
is a bit
Magus? Is there any more intel
unhinged.
to give us on this Defense Force operation?
Our operation this time is organized by Major General Lorenz, with Colonel Isolde personally leading us into battle.
Colonel Isolde and I are old friends. I didn't think we'd get another chance to fight alongside one another so long after the fall of the old capital. Apart from eliminating the Exaltus remnants, we've also gained some special intelligence that makes it seem that this threat Waifei Peninsula is facing isn't as simple as it seems. But regardless, as a soldier, all those poisoning this city with their evil, or the scum who choose to aid them, my flames will consume them all!
Calm down, Captain Magus. Don't burn down the interview venue. You should save your firepower for our missions, Captain.
Sounds like this mission is more complicated than it appears on the surface. Maybe we'll uncover some hidden truths. Also, I heard this time you'll have a special holo guest consultant on board for your operation, the famous proxy Phaethon. I'm curious to see if you all will get along.
I've actually been really looking forward to working with Phaethon. After all, both Soldier 11 and Trigger have nothing but good things to say about them. But I don't think Captain Magus was a fan of them.
Let's just say I do have my doubts about people who operate in the shadows. I hope they have the skill and resolve to keep up with Obel Squad.
Captain's too strict. The proxy bears the scent of my kind, so I really like him.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
It's a bit hard to describe. Kind of like wandering spirits versus vicious specters. Seed's thought process is as unfathomable as always.
Though this operation appears to be full of danger and mystery, it seems it's helped Obel Squad and Phaethon grow closer. As for what sort of threat the Exaltists pose and who the mastermind is, proxies can play the version 2.2 main story Do Not Go Gentle into that good night to find out. Speaking of, this interview's gone on for a while now, but Mr. Seed Sr. hasn't said a thing. I hope I'm not making him uncomfortable with my questions.
Shh. That's because Seed Sr. is sleeping. He's been asleep for a few years now.
I see.
There's so much that needs to be taken care of.
Oh? Have you run into any trouble, Captain Magus?
Her biggest trouble is sitting right across you.
I can't understand a single word Miss C just said.
It's her own special version of Bangbu speech. To be honest, Trigger's the only one who can sometimes decode it. Most of the time, we have no idea what's on Seed's mind. After the situation in Waifei Peninsula settled down, because of what happened with Seed Sr., she built her own Hollow Zero safe house and now shuts herself away all day. And she doesn't tell us anything.
Seed is an orphan that Seed Sr. found in Hollow Zero. Seed Sr. has been acting as her guardian all this time. Now that Seed Sr. is, let's say, asleep, it's our duty to take care of her and help her uncover the mysteries of her past.
It seems the important duty of taking care of Miss Seed has been passed on to Captain Magus.
See, this is what I was afraid of.
Headache sometimes. I don't even know where to begin. But there is someone who we can trust, who can get on the same wavelength as Seed, and whom she feels close to that might be able to help.
Aha, let me guess. You asked Phaethon for help, right? Well, we welcome all proxies to come and experience the agent story Flora of the Blooming Valley in the new version. Uncover the story behind Seed Sr. and take a look into Seed's inner world. Meanwhile, there are plenty more stories about Seed waiting to be told outside of the game. So stay tuned to our official social media. Next, let's check out our two Obel Squad members' combat prowess. First up is the S-rank electric attack agent Seed. With the modifications made by this young genius mech engineer, the Seed Senior mech boasts immense firepower capabilities. Seed also excels at coordinating with other attack agents to dominate the battlefield. In combat, Seed selects the attack character with the highest attack stat as her partner, or as she calls it, her Vanguard. When the Vanguard unleashes an EX special attack, Seed enters the Onslaught state, increasing her attack and crit damage. When Seed uses an EX special attack, her Vanguard will enter the Direct Strike state, increasing their attack and crit damage. When both Onslaught and Direct Strike states are active at the same time, Seed and her Vanguard can additionally trigger the Besiege effect. This effect further increases both characters' damage, making their coordinated attacks even more overwhelming. In addition, the energy Seed and her Vanguard spend while fighting on the front lines will be used to replenish Seed's mech's steel charge. At the same time, the damage Seed deals on field also restores energy for her Vanguard and steel charge for herself, strengthening the continuous damage capabilities of the whole squad.
Seed Senior and I have more than enough firepower to cover you.
Spending much of her time with machines, Seed prefers to fight with her steel wheels and floating turrets. When encountering a difficult enemy, she'll summon Seed Senior for a deadly counterattack. Then, upon consuming a certain amount of steel charge to charge Seed Senior, he'll execute an additional skill with 2 powerful hits, dealing massive electric damage. With enough energy, press the EX special attack button to have the mech enter flight mode, firing a barrage of missiles at enemies with a charged mech punch as the finishing move. In combat, Seed can act as the main attacker using heavy attacks from her mech and the area firepower from her EX special attack to suppress enemies. When decibels reach maximum, she pilots her mech into the sky and bombards enemies on the ground, dealing high-frequency electric damage while restoring steel charge. Without sufficient decibels, switch a squadmate in for support, and as they unleash their EX special attack to deal a burst of damage, they'll also replenish steel charge for Seed's next steely punch.
Most of the time, Seed is quite the reliable partner. And other times, Seed's even more reliable.
You're not wrong, considering the results you get.
Meanwhile, as Opal Squad's captain, the S-rank fire attack agent, Orphe and Magus
Like insane anomaly propaganda.
Magus will use their special attack to aid them and accumulate bottled heat. With enough energy, they'll use their EX special attack to support teammates while gaining bottled heat. Note that when bottled heat reaches a certain threshold, you can hold EX special attack to have Captain Magus consume bottled heat and fire a continuous laser forward, which grows even more powerful after a while. While firing the laser, parry enemies directly and increase power while becoming invulnerable.
Defeating the enemy requires the most efficient tactics.
As the captain always says, the longer you wait, the riskier the plan.
When Orphe and Magus hit enemies with skills that consume bottled heat, all squadmates enter the zeroed-in state, gaining an attack boost. When squadmates use aftershocks in the zeroed-in state, the duration of their zeroed-in state is extended. If there are stun or support agents in the squad, zeroed-in also lets agents ignore a portion of enemy defense with their aftershocks.
That's it.
Strike their weak.
In combat, first have other squadmates attack the enemy, with Orphe and Magus supporting from the sidelines while building up bottled heat. After gaining enough bottled heat, bring Orphe and Magus back to the field to unleash their laser beam, scorching enemies continuously
When it came down to Orphe,
into zeroed-in state.
she actually did have something.
Ultimate, and Orphe and Magus will leap into the air, continuously firing a laser to suppress the enemy while
What's the best way to describe this? She was more or less like a generalist DPS or supportive DPS,
meaning longer lasting.
where if she did like anything whatsoever,
It's also worth mentioning that the higher Orphe and Magus's initial energy regen, the more attack provided by zeroed in.
actually wrong, because in Ash's position it's Orphe instead, because Orphe's support is really good for anybody that is Aftershock.
As an exemplary soldier, Ambi is currently undergoing intense confidential training. I have no doubt that Soldier Zero Ambi will soon activate her inner potential, stealing the spotlight and showing off her much improved prowess. At the same time, there are also other skilled members of Obo Squad honing their talents to deal with the threats hidden in the hollows.
Pause here. So, here's a couple of things. Originally, when it came down to the first version of the beta, Orpheus was almost like the biggest replacement for Lucy. Because all of her support was, not all of it, but most of the really good support wasn't locked behind Aftershock. Which is the reason why I was so heavy anticipating Orpheus just being like an insanely good support for Ben. Because it means that she replaces Lucy because she's an attack agent with supportive capabilities, and later, Ben's best supportive agent needs an attack agent or somebody from his faction. She gives you more attack than Lucy. And she could have been able to give you an additional defense reduction too. She can't do that without an Aftershock unit. So you could technically use Jufufu if you really wanted to use Orphe. But then again, if you take Jufufu out, you can't really use DPS Pan. Moreover, about Astra, Astra's not as great as you think she is. In fact, she's a DPS loss if you don't use it over Orphe. Orphe is like the generalized support agent for the entire comp. Because you either have Seed or Sanbi. And then if you have either one of those two, you are using Trigger. And if you don't have Trigger, you're using Jufufu. Because you need at least an Aftershock agent. And this includes Soldier 11 as well. Case in point, you really don't want to bother not using Astra for anything when it comes to like Obo Squad. So you can save it for like another comp. Either way though, it is literally just Aftershock, like, you know, agenda. And nothing Ben related, which sucks.
Speaking of outstanding soldiers, we have another in Mercury.
Little Colby. Though Mr. Mercury is small and round like Mr. Z, it drives a tank into battle to assist us. It can even turn into a missile and blast enemies to bits, dealing fire damage.
Tactical strategy.
Infantry tank synergy.
Well then, Mr. Z, do you have what it takes to become an outstanding soldier yourself?
Actually, compared to being on the front lines, I think I'm better suited as an intel officer. Speaking of intel, the new version will also have a new Bangbu called Excalibur. Before attacking, it'll try and pull the secret sword from the stone. If it fails, it'll just use the whole thing as a hammer. If it succeeds, it'll draw the sword to slash enemies.
I think it'll be easier to pull the sword out if it yells its move names.
It isn't voice activated, it's a legendary sacred sword.
So my method is a no-go? Aww, I was just thinking of names for its moves.
Though, when there's a Rupture character in your squad, Excalibur will have a 100% success rate at pulling the sword from the stone. After all that combat intel, I'm sure our proxies are already looking forward to the new version. Without further ado,
Again, the way. That's the problem though, because you need to, well, yeah, sure, fine. Excalibur, and the other one is Mercury, the Obo Squad one. Anyway, I don't think that matters too much, especially when you do need downtime for like both agents. I get that you can normally just use Sanbi, and then try and build up like silver mark shot spots, but then you're using like C next to Orphe and Trigger. I don't think just not having Astra on field really doesn't matter, considering how much you're getting from both supports. Because technically speaking, Seed is doing some support, but it's really buffing their own damage. It's gotta be French. What would it be? King Bee? I don't know. But either way though, Astra is not as great as you think she is for like as a support agent. Everything that Orphe is given is a lot more valuable because it is defense reduction. And defense reduction is like the best source of damage you can actually get in a comp, on top of the 70% attack that she's given. And if you get M1, it is 10% more attack and more resource build up. Which in terms of Aftershock, it gets like stupid good. So basically, in terms of like building a like an Aftershock comp, your best bet is to use Orpheus everywhere. It doesn't really matter about like not just switching to the two other DPS though. Orpheus's damage is already considered like really good. It's still really good. It's gonna be awkward to play, yes, but you'll probably see why I say that. It's better if you just don't care about Astra for like anything Obo Squad related. But in terms of general support, Not really. Like, Orpheus is just there for, like, the Archshock units, and that's it. 9B is already Excalibur. Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Let's get into the signal search info. In the first half of 2.2, proxies can obtain the agent seed from the exclusive channel Tier 4.
Now, I'm kind of spoiling myself. It's Trigger and Seed.
Dissonant Sonata. The paddle effect from equipping it suits Miss Seed perfectly.
Proxy, let's wrap this battle quickly so we can go do something more fun.
In the second half, proxies can obtain the S-Rank agent Orphe and Magus and S-Rank W-Engine Bellicose Blaze from the exclusive channel Wrathborn Duo and the W-Engine channel Dazzling Choir. Let's see how it looks.
If anyone dares to try and start trouble with you, Proxy, they'll have to answer to my 50 caliber high explosive rounds and military grade lasers.
I'll do my best too, to make sure Magus doesn't burn everything.
In addition, there are also reruns in version 2.2. In the first half, proxies can obtain S-Rank Agent Trigger and S-Rank W-Engine Spectral Gaze. Meanwhile, in the second half, S-Rank
Guys, I can skip this. Very glad I can skip this. I am not panicked about missing out either of those two.
Mercury will also be joining us this version. Proxies can select and obtain Mercury as the Raid Up Bangbu in the Bangbu channel.
You can contact us through Colby if you need.
Meanwhile, the other A-Rank Bangbu Excalibur can be obtained for free via completing event missions. Don't miss out! There are also all new avatars in the new version. Take a look! In addition, proxies can unlock Seed and Orphe and Max's Trust in version 2.2 and invite them to hang out after meeting the requirements.
If you're ever feeling down, send me a signal. I'll sneak away from training to come find you.
Hey, I'm right here! But if you do have any free time, you can come hang out with Orphe and take her to see the world outside of the military.
If I sneak out, Captain Magus will probably just happen to enter self-diagnostic mode and fall asleep again.
It seems you've all built a solid
Yeah,
foundation
never
of
gonna
trust with
rerun.
Raven. And when that trust meets certain requirements, proxies can unlock new dynamic wallpapers. Take a look.
That's kind of cute.
In addition, version 2.2 will also have check-in events, where proxies can obtain a total of 10 encrypted master tapes and 10 boopons. Remember to log in and claim them.
This interview's gone on for so long, it feels like my mouth's smoking.
I'll get you some nitro fuel flavored maintenance oil right away.
Then I'll grab the redemption code for everyone.
Let's shut down for a bit.
Nice thing about this game, they give you one code for everything. Unlike a certain other one, or two, that just split it up for like 3 rewards. I still don't get it.
Welcome back. Next, let's take a look at what fun and interesting things are happening around New Eridu.
Ooh, I've got one. This year's Combat Bangbu assessment is about to begin. I love watching all the little Bangbu train. But it feels awful when you lead Bangbu to failure. Ooh, like going on a roller coaster 16 times after drinking a ton of nitro fuel.
So Miss Seed is the one assisting with the assessments this time then? Don't fret over the low pass rate, because it's time for our proxy to shine. Participate in the version event Band of Brave Bangbu to continue riding your Bangbu coaching legend. In the assessment, proxies need to deploy different types of Bangbu to stop the ethereal assault. Just like last time. Each type of Bangbu has its own skill and mechanics. Upgrade Bangbu at the right time to further improve their combat prowess.
If they really want to fight on the battlefield, a mere assessment of this level is far from enough.
Right. That's why
It's
this
quite
assessment
lengthy.
will be more complex and challenging than ever before. Apart from new maps and enemies, new mechanics like bushes and miasma have also been added. As the assessment progresses, new Bangbu and stronger buffs will be unlocked, giving proxies more strategic options.
With the proxy's help, this assessment will be as easy as ketchup on cake. So then, what's the reward for eating the cake?
Right. Helping the defense force locate outstanding Bangbu is a huge task, so
Excuse
the
me?
compensation is sure to satisfy. After completing specific stages in the event, proxies can obtain the new A-rank Bangbu, Excalibur, and Polychrome rewards.
Right. Speaking of assessments, Seed, have you completed your simulated training assessment?
Let me guess. That means yes, I'm all done.
You can't get out of this one by speaking Bangbu. I'll personally coach you through the rest of your training plan.
In addition to Captain Magus, the proxies will also help you collect data. If you're ready, head to the version event Problem Soldier Bootcamp. In the simulation training this time, Seed or Orphe and Magus will fight enemies on a special battlefield. In combat, hitting enemies will create a knockback effect, send enemies into
That's
the
cool.
fence on the borders of the battlefield to defeat them faster.
You don't always fight alone on the battlefield. Use strategies and the environment wisely to claim victory.
As you progress through the simulation training, special enemies that can collide with other enemies upon being knocked back, explosive gas tanks, and other new mechanics will appear. Use your techniques to send enemies flying into each other and clear the field. This will make the battle environment even more complex to properly test the upper limits of your squad's capabilities.
Sounds super interesting. Such fun training should be left to Soldier 11 and Trigger.
Squad member Seed, don't even think of getting someone to do it for you.
With Captain Magus around, it doesn't seem like Miss Seed can get out of this one. After successfully completing the training, don't forget to claim polychromes and other rewards.
By the way, does anyone know what Mercury has been busy with recently? I rarely ever see it if we're not on a mission.
Colby's like a disco ball in the middle of the room.
Anyone got a translation?
I do. Actually, Mercury has managed to become the talk of the town recently in Bangbu circles thanks to his peculiar experiences. But not everyone had so many cool stories to share. I heard that there was this Cryboo who asked proxies for help to talk to an avocado at a party, and the topic? Well, it's the HIA's newest event, Spotlight Showdown.
Just to make small talk at offline gatherings? They should just use the strategies I devised for Orphe. Advanced Chit Chat Part 3 and Date Night Rendezvous Part 1.
Magus, there was no such thing.
Back to the mission. In this
I mean, she eats flowers for some reason, and she talks about ketchup on cake. What?
In addition, there are 2 stage difficulties proxies can challenge. During the event, there will also
Not her
be
best
special
comp, but
bonuses
it works.
where proxies can only use specific agents to fight powerful bosses.
I'm going into this
After
comp, that is
completing these
crazy.
battles, proxies can obtain a tuning calibrator, polychromes, and other rewards.
Apart from combat, are there any other interesting events?
Of course! In the new version, Paige is preparing a rave
Big
at
and Bang
Benreview
Beam.
Arena, but it quickly becomes
Yeah.
evident that they need more people to help
Paige.
out.
Hi, Paige.
If she calls the video store or Swabian Temple, she might find some help.
A brilliant idea, Miss Seed. Summoning Proxy Phaethon to participate in the version event Rhythm Rave will really get the party vibing. In the event, proxies need to press the music equipment at the right time to get the beat of the music in time with the rhythm. The more hits, the higher the rating for the stage.
Whoa! Isn't this sung by Miss Astra Yao?
That's right. All the songs Paige put together for this party are total classics. I trust everyone will recognize them when they hear them. In addition, you can get a name card and polychromes for completing the event.
Orphe, next time we
Yeah,
get
she's back,
ready,
she's back.
I'll let you go to the rave. Just remember to get me earmuffs.
Yay! I mean, roger that, Captain.
Speaking of, I also have something fun to share.
I can't believe I can understand that. So you're saying that you're going treasure hunting after the program ends? Oh, so Miss Seed also saw that ad. Right. The treasure hunting ad said that whoever collects all the secret treasures can have one wish granted by Sanzi Studio with the value of up to 1 million Dennies. In the new version event, Enna Treasure Hunt, proxies will start on this treasure hunting journey with Ellen and a Wanderer Boo.
1 million pennies! That should be enough to buy plenty of limited edition Crimson Lotus Tyrant figures, right?
If you dare spend your dennies on something like that, I'll become a Crimson Lotus Tyrant.
Don't get ahead of yourselves. Finding these treasures will take quite a bit of effort. In the event, proxies need to use clues from photos to locate the treasures,
good music.
take photos to record, and collect them. As for what
True,
interesting stories
true,
will
we need
arise
it.
from this, see for yourselves once the event begins, proxies. In addition, apart from polychromes, this event has 3 collectibles that proxies can choose from as a reward. You can choose any one collectible you like after completing the event, and the remaining unchosen collectibles will be available at San Z Studio right after. Those interested can go and redeem them there. Apart from finding these treasures, there's another way to get your wish granted. Pray to the great Sea God.
Again?
Is Mr. Z okay? Why so dramatic all of a sudden? But would that really work? Can I wish for a limited edition figurine?
My wish is to ignite the sea with flames.
Why not participate in a new version event, Wish Bottle Adrift, and try it out for yourself to see if it works? During the event, proxies can gain a wish bottle for the first time they log in or consume battery each day. Write down your wishes in the wish bottle and throw it into the sea, praying for the sea god's response. After throwing a set amount of wish bottles,
It's
proxies
thinking,
can collect
it's thinking.
corresponding polychrome rewards.
I'll carefully write down my wish, just like I carefully water my flowers.
In the new version, Shuyu Defense Critical Node and Deadly Assault will continue to
Boss got
rotate
spoiled.
updates.
This time, not only are there new enemies for proxies to challenge, there will also be a preset config function that'll let proxies swap teams far more conveniently.
New commissions have also come in for routine cleanup, with Dawn's Bloom
Okay, right. So basic attacks dealt 15% to basic attack damage. Another 20%. And EX Special Ultimate increases it by 20%. So you're getting about 55%. Whenever you just do like an EX Special Ultimate. Second set, 20% energy regen, support character and use the EX Special Ultimate, 80% damage for 25 seconds. It's really good.
and Moonlight Lullaby drive discs as rewards. Complete the commissions to obtain them.
Bro, I
In
feel like
addition,
it's an
routine cleanup and
NSW.
combat simulation double reward events will also be back.
Ooh, time to boost your combat prowess.
That's right, Miss Seed. As we build new Eridu, there's not just new
Okay.
content. Renovations to previously released content have also been ongoing.
Let's take a look.
First, optimizations to Suibian Temple management. In the new
Right.
version, proxies will no longer be sent elsewhere after entering the shop when checking where to obtain resources on the management interface. Exiting the interface will take you straight back to Suibian Temple. At the same time, when purchasing resources at Good Goods, the list will fix on showing the resources you're currently purchasing. The order will no longer get messed up from being refreshed when you
It
exit.
would. So that's the best install for GUN.
Easier to locate resources I need to keep things running smoothly.
Other changes are also coming to the management gameplay. In the craft menu, craftable items will be more clearly marked. When assigning craft bamboo, the bamboo that can most efficiently craft the corresponding item will also be displayed first.
So sending out the top-ranked bamboo is the most efficient strategy.
That's right.
Are there
Are they gonna
any
do
changes to
buffs?
discoveries?
Yep. For those still working on restoring the temple, items that meet the requirements for discovery will be pinned at the top of the list. And upon
Thank
unlocking
you.
the refinement function at level 35, the discovery interface will open directly to the refinement tab.
Ooh, sounds like things are getting simplified.
That's correct. In addition, when proxies finish restoring Suibian Temple and reach level 45, the notification mark for undeployed adventure squads and shelves with no stock will no longer bother you on the primer tab of the compendium.
Perfect for perfectionists.
In fact, optimizations are being worked on for other such notifications too. You'll get to see them soon. Apart from Suibian Temple, the shortcut wheel's range of interaction has been expanded. Proxies can locate what they need faster. Map Trust event display has also been optimized. Now, When you want to see which agents are in a certain area, you no longer need to open that area up to check the details. Instead, you can check agent locations
Thank you,
directly from
jeez.
the map location list. This
Buff
function
and
can be
Corin went.
disabled via the icon filter as well.
As soon as he says so, as soon as he starts saying like, "Oh, we're gonna start adjusting characters
The
now."
quick travel system will also display the agents at each location.
Thank you.
Which means it'll make it easier for proxies to find me.
Well, you're not wrong. In addition,
Yes.
trust events have been upgraded to allow proxies to first choose which of the siblings to go for quality time or hangout invite. Meanwhile,
Oh.
the agent interface now has a hide button that can be used to hide agents you don't work with.
Okay.
A cleaner interface makes things more convenient.
So there could be an agenda.
These interface optimizations, we've added a W-engine recommendation function too. That way, proxies can check other players' equipment choices and substitutes.
Implementing
Alright.
a flexible array of tactics is key to victory.
With more items to collect, the display stand is getting an expansion too. In the new version, you'll be
That
able
is
to
kinda
collect 20
huge.
collectibles.
A display
Please make a
stand
preset. If you do preset, it's glue
How awesome is
for like
that?
everybody else.
I don't have one, Captain.
Alright, I got it. I'll get you one if you do well in our next special training.
I really don't need one, Captain.
Now that we're nearing the end, we have even more good news to announce. Zenless Zone Zero and Razer are collaborating to launch a set of peripherals themed around the great Miss Hoshimi Miyabi, including a mouse, keyboard, mouse mat, and gaming chair.
Okay. Miami chat is real. That's crazy. It is real. What the hell?
Now, cut through chaos. The Razer and Zenless Zone Zero collaboration set is available for pre-order today on the
I've
Razer
never used the
official site.
keyboard.
Stay tuned
You
to our
get like
social media
100%
for more
one.
details and the
No
newest
way.
intel. That's all.
The
for
chats are
today's
great, though.
interview. Thank you, you three, for coming.
4. Don't forget about Seed Senior.
All done.
Last but not least, thank you, Proxies, for watching the Zenless Zone Zero special program. For more stories about our 4 guests, let's experience them together on September 4th with version 2.2 of Zenless Zone Zero. Do not go gentle into
5th.
that good
September 5th. No buffs, Sag. It does look great. It does look great. It's okay. I'll definitely get like some good events. I mean, there are more bosses, that's for sure. The events look fun. Characters, they're gonna play fine, and and I think like with Seed. Second. Yeah, but with Seed though, she's growing on me. So down Trigger, not Fufu. Well, just focus on Trigger for like first patch. I mean, she's gonna come out literally first half. And you don't necessarily need anybody else unless you do care a bit. Oh, you know what? Trigger can kind of help out. I don't know. Tony speaking from the wording of like Orpheus's kit, whatever. The unfortunate thing is the fact that it's most likely looking to just buff Aftershock damage. So I don't think Orpheus is that great of a support. Yeah, you can skip Seed if you don't want to. Me, personally, I don't really have a choice to skip her. Not like an actual... Not like disdain or whatever, but technically speaking, she's like a character that I probably could just go for. And Orpheus too. I mean, it helps because I could at least maybe try for like M1 Orpheus. Yeah. I recommend just going for Seed, Wenjin, and then for the next banner, you could forego Orpheus and then just go for like Evelyn's signature. Because that is still technically, oh. Thanks, sure.
Nothing beats caffeine on a lazy afternoon.
Well, you can just go for like Hot Stirring Nocturne and then like just use it. Oh, you already have it. Never mind.
Can help you go further.
Yeah, you could. Low key, just save. Go for trigger. That's it. That's all you need. You should be completely fine to like skip everything, because Orphea doesn't seem to be a very good character for anybody that's not Aftershock.
Price is steel. I make a mean chitlins meal.
And Seed is really good in terms of being able to run. Well, at this point, Seed and Orpheus are pretty much just like made for each other. Because both of them buff both Orpheus and Magus. And Magus buffs... and Magus just gets more damage out of defense reduction. Or technically speaking, you could just use Sign B. So Sign B already has a good thingy. Maybe with Evelyn? No, not really. Because from the wording of her kit, most of the support is usually just going towards Aftershock damage, so it's not really going to anything else. Now, if she had a Mindscape that changed it so that she's a general support whatever, then I would absolutely recommend going for Orpheus, like with the M1 or whatever. Because if her M1 was not only just 10% damage, but all like attacks that she does, or it just changes that the moment she does one attack, she changes it to like all types of damage, or like it's just a raw defense reduction. Oh, with trigger. I mean, I figured they were talking about Orpheus with like Evelyn in a way, but no, that doesn't work.
I make a mean chitlins meal.
It is like a significant decrease to like Evelyn damage.
From any danger.
Eve really wants you to just capitalize on chain attack. And a 2-3 best support are both based on chain attack, or a very, very insane good unit that could just buff damage in general. Yeah, trigger. I know. I think, yeah, with just trigger, she's great as general DPS. She's great for like just being general, like a generalized unit. She does a good job. She does a good job. Problem is, she's very basic. Very basic. Unless you get M2, which helps, which only just gives you crit damage, and that's the only form of buff she gets, because M1 is just increasing the amount of cooldown, is the amount of stun damage she gives, and then more purge. Yeah. Actually, well, lighter doesn't really matter though, because lighter is just buffing 75%. It's just buffing ice and fire damage in general. Still insane though, but and well, Fufu. I would say, hot take, I don't think Fufu is like that great for Corrin. So at this point, you're more or less better off just going for Trigger. Trigger's very consistent at her job when it comes to both stunning and applying the stun damage multiplier and getting the defense reduction. If you have Sig. If you have Sig. but you are gonna be without like some support. So it's probably just back to, yeah, it just goes back to Astra again. Yeah, they don't really make it. It's always been just capitalizing on, well, Aftershock. And then if it's on field, it's an on field DPS. It's a tiny bit counterintuitive what they said in like the 2.0 thing when they were talking about how, hey, it feels a bit like convoluted because like all these characters just make, because you're most of the time you're always using like DPS characters, and we need to like have everybody be on field more. I mean, you sort of done that, not entirely though, because the problem is, even if these characters are technically on field, it's still off field. It's still an off field performance. Yeah, not that it matters though. Corrin's like passive ability isn't that great. It is 35% more damage, stunned enemies, which is fine, but then again, you are getting overloaded with like so many buffs. Really don't matter.
I'm sorry.
It's not as important as compared to Billy, because Billy's one needs him to be with like a physical or a faction. And if there's one thing you know about Billy, it's that he really wants to be next to Nicole, because this is 100% of ultimate damage towards his kit, and his ultimate hits pretty hard.
I have 2 guns, so double the accuracy.
Corrin, on the other hand,
Or cook.
she can get away without using her additional ability, which means she has access to like some pretty good support. Problem is, some of the pretty good support would be better off. Actually, no, what am I talking about? But some of the shit, like really good support, don't really work with her that much. Case in point, Orpheus is like really good Aftershock support. To be fair, Cornzone does hard carry like Corrin agenda, so I wouldn't say tickle. And to be fair, she at least can actually use M0 trigger and have trigger feel like she's doing something, because compared to like Pan and Ben, and technically speaking, Anton doesn't really do that well with like trigger. Kind of sad. Yeah, Anton can't do that well. Haramasa can't do that well. Seth, not really. I'm thinking about DPS, by the way. Technically needs additional ability, but if you give him like M2 trigger, he can technically just use Nicole and still do like a really good job. Ellen? Yeah, she can work. She actually does work. Because all she needs to do is literally be on field and get like expend freeze flash things. And yeah, Anton can use Chingy though, which is kind of funny because Chingy has been pretty good for like electric DPS in general. Well, up until now, because Seed does not want Chingy. Seed wants you to use Trigger and Orphe. Yeah, that's literally it. Seed wants you to use both Trigger and Orphe, and that's it. That's all you should be using and caring about. Otherwise, yeah, Chingy is very good for like any electric DPS. Well, you say that, but
Want to see the red scarf?
this guy is technically on field, and you need to actually be on field with him in order for him to actually buff. So the second one, there are only 2 on-field limited stun agents. Everybody else has been Aftershock. And nobody, ironically enough, is better than him as a stun agent, which is still really funny. Well, I wouldn't say that he's like a spawn. There are definitely times where you'd be better off just having him be on field. And the thing is, though, I understand why it's like really quick, because he stuns insanely quick. On top of being able to buff really quickly. Compared to like Chingy, who needs you to do like a whole 10 seconds of doing her combo. Lighter needs to be there for like 5 seconds and that's it. He stuns, you kill. But there are times where like his rotations do end up being lengthier, but he stuns really quickly. Yeah. That is if you're doing normal content, but there are times where stuff like Tower or like DA, yeah, it's not really. Never mind. Yeah, technically speaking, 2 on-field stun agents, and then everything else just. Well, yeah, I'll say loosely with Ita. I'll be honest, yeah. With Ita is a very loose. Yeah, he's just there. And everybody else as a stun agent has just been Aftershock. Which is a bit depressing though. I think Fupi is kind of fun. Because you do end up having her be a lot more technical compared to Trigger. Despite her like seemingly simplistic hit. Because there are times where you want to on-field with her. There are times. Not too much though, you're pretty much just waiting for her to actually do like her Aftershock outside of when you're on field with the DPS. So Yijuan.
What brings you here this time?
Yeah, basically Yijuan. They're doing the Hoya thing again, I don't like it. Forgetting about old characters. I don't want to say you're wrong. Well, you're kind of wrong. Because they're all talking about how, like, oh, Sandy got, like, buffed or whatever. She's getting even stronger. Technically speaking, she did get stronger. Her best comp can fully... Like, she's the one character that can fully utilize Orpheus. Because most of her damage is just Aftershock. Like, you are using her for Aftershock. Even though she's not an Aftershock unit.
Which alias should I use this time?
They unironically buffed the hell out of her. Physical comp, monophysical is just stupid in general.
Officer 148, Juyuan.
We did technically see Jiyuan again sort of buffed because of the new set. Even though it's like 4 seed, it also is kind of for Jiyuan, and most of the damage is from her her basic. So there's at least that going for her. It's 55% basic attack damage.
I shall follow your orders.
Technically can be part of the best comp. Well, one of the funniest comps in the entire game, and that's like Toxic Gaoi comp.
I'm here, so we're good.
It won't change. Nothing changes when he's around. Feels like more like a happy accident than anything else. Well, at least, in a way, I feel like there's a lot of happy accidents to the point where it does feel like they are considering game balance, but then again, there are some characters that are just...
Want a glass of nitro fuel?
Well,
Headmaid Rena, at your service.
Standing by.
You'd be right. You would be right.
The experiment.
You would totally be right. Well, the ratio is 60 to like 40% of like the old cast, so they still technically can put in work. Yeah. You could say that. Because let's be honest, the last time they even focused on like older characters in like an actual sense, or more so the A ranks, were when they were just buffing them. And for like the first character that you will showcase about you thinking about buffing them,
Don't look at me.
you honestly would think that they would do it, get out of the way just then and there on the first anniversary, but they didn't.
Touch my tail.
And it is just Ellen. With maybe Jane in the future.
Which alias should I use this time?
But I think there are
148 Juyuan, ready.
definitely a couple of agents we should start focusing on. In a way. Yeah. Definitely should start focusing on.
Come on.
Bear witness
Well,
to the noble
not her.
principles of the time
You want to test? Let's start. the
Not her,
experiment.
technically.
Man, time for some hard labor.
Yeah. Buff physical attack units in general. Yes, actually, I kind of agree with that. These two need buffs.
I'm sorry.
And Nekomata.
The lunch is on you.
But most of these two. Because you already have the blueprints already.
Don't look at me.
You could just go ahead and just buff them now. And it don't take too much. All you just need to do is change the like additional ability and then just give them the action moves and like maybe one more.
I'm sorry.
Like, you know what, you're right. Because why bother using Bernice if you have A,
Got a new ghost story to share?
a unit who could give you any attribute in the entire game, B, a unit who doesn't need energy in order to actually proc like her own DOT DPS, which can still disorder. Disorder,
The path I follow.
and disorder.
Don't frighten me like that.
And she can't even, and she doesn't need to be like a main DPS agent. She can still be a sub DPS and still disorder like crazy. Like, by the way, when I say disorder, I mean by she has two anomalies. She has normal assault and polarized assault, and that's considered a different anomaly compared to assault. So if you proc assault on top of polarized assault, it's a disorder. It technically is a disorder. Which is why I say
Wanna be my research subject?
this happy accident is a little too happy. That's a little too happy, because you're seeing like 800k procs from like assault from the character that can crit assault. And proc it really quickly too. Now, you're not having like really synergetic rotations like you would with Miyabi, because let's be honest, Miyabi is just like she's a whole different story. But
Be my research subject?
you know, I wouldn't mind if you held her from like that Jane buff at any given moment, because if you buff her, you break the game, and monophysical becomes the comparable time. Like, that's it. You beat the game, because you know what you could use. You can know who you could just use, and it's End User Her.
There's no class today.
And User Her is very, very good when it comes to proccing assault very quickly. Next to Alice.
To the noble principles of the Time-Field family.
Next to Alice, by the way.
Do you want me to fight? Or cook?
I will say, even if it does feel like me talking about this does end up feeling like Yannick is falling off, I wouldn't say she is. As somebody who still have a significantly good sub DPS, who by the way does get better with Sig. Did pull it, by the way. You still are just making her really good still. Like, there's literally no difference. Because Miyabi is still Miyabi. And Miyabi can still use Yanagi. And Yanagi can still technically be a very good hyper, like, carry agent. So, like, any comp of hers is technically hyper carry, and her hyper carry is just her getting disorders really quickly because she can self-inflict it. She's the only character that can actually inflict her own disorders. So it's funny how she can't fall off at all because she's the one character that either ramps up disorders or gets even better with the amount of anomaly damage that she's getting and proc even hard, like, and proc assault, no, disorder even more harder. Can't do as user and Jane unless you got insane luck or whale.
Wanna be my research subject?
Shut up. Shut up.
Bear witness to the noble principles of the Timefield family.
Okay, but regardless, those two can still help with Piper. Either way, she's just a scaredy good unit in general. She's just a scaredy good unit in general. Either as a main DPS agent, she is technically doing more assault more often than Jane, or she helps buff Jane.
Which alias should I use this time?
And I wouldn't say that you have to be like a whale to actually do it, unless you unless you have one of two things: O3, and at least a Sig from either one of the two. From the three characters that you have. You could skip Jane Sig, and then go for user her Sig, and Alice Sig, and you're just buffing the amount of you are just hypercharging so much physical anomaly procs. Or you get all three, and you just kill them. They literally just explode. Oh yeah, you know, fair enough. Fair enough. If you are unlucky, that is true. If you don't get both, you're not in a good position. But technically speaking, you get either one of the two, you're still doing fine. You already either would have Astra, Vivian, Yanagi, Miyabi, and that's pretty much it. Because if you get one of these two, you're fine. You're just fine. You're living lavishly. They did come out too close to each other. Well, actually, I wouldn't say too close, though. This patch is quite long. Considerably long, because... this event. So you technically have time. Especially for the banner that has Miyabi in it.
A bountiful haul. Please check the results. I will return with a full catch mask.
Let's continue next time. Let's continue next time.
Not too friendly though. Oh, that's cute. My goodness. Wait, oh, that's an aquarium. Okay. For this, I live for character interactions. I will say this though. Yeah. Jen. But I will say this, I don't think they forget characters as often as they do when it comes to, say, a certain other gacha. Or, another one. Even if I do like Ruo a lot, I still can riff it for just not caring about the entire cast as a whole. Because as soon as it's Rinasita, everybody from like Jinjo is gone. They just disappeared. They don't exist anymore. Until like maybe the poster girl just says like a message and then you forget about her as well. Because then you're in this Coliseum find each other. It is kind of surprising how relevant Belleborg is in terms of like the story itself. Makes you think, makes you think. Yeah, they do release way less characters. But, to be fair, I would be a bit optimistic in saying that even if they do release less characters, some way, somehow, those characters are going to connect with another. Or the characters that have already been established still connect. So I'm not too worried about, oh yeah, if this character comes out, this character's like, it's no longer relevant or whatever. Best believe, ever since Junkei Summon became a thing, Belleborg has been like, kinda relevant. I say kind of. And whenever you see Pan in like a patch or whatever, there's almost certainly going to be like a Ben interaction with him. I mean, would I will say this though, Kaleda has been bullied recently. I feel like the whole leader of the entire faction, she has not gotten any, like, you know, just screen time in general. It's always just either been one of the three. Grace, Ben, or Anton. And Anton's like more or less like a bigger part of the Suibian temple story. Because he's helping with the reconstructions. Ben has like a whole nother, like, Ben like interacts a bunch and technically is in the story. Or has interacted in a bunch of events. And then Grace with the summer event, the mecha event. Which, by the way, the aforementioned two still appearing. Well, not Victoria, it's just Ellen and then Lycon. and Corin and like Rena stopped being relevant. I mean, except like Rena being opposed to go for like the Aston Martin collab. But I am sensing something. Because I feel like with how Bellabug's been treated recently, there might be something with them.
More tough enemies. Stand behind the yellow line.
Why is the HP but double crit? Okay. I mean, to be fair though, it is just Lycon for like a reason. But there's like a good reason to why it's just Lycon nowadays when it comes to Victoria housekeeping.
More tough enemies. I'll take care of it.
Case in point, it's Toxic Yaoi. I feel like when it does come to like Lycon in general, dude has been semi the poster guy of like Zenith in a way. That's not like, you know, Anbi or, you know, talking about Guna Bay, whatever. It's literally just been Lycon as like a mascot. Okay. So what if they like, you know, feed into like the gay agenda, whatever? And then on top of that too, and then being a bit more relevant. I say a bit more, but she's been a lot more relevant as of recent. Particularly because A, she's the first character to go above. B, she technically got like a... Yeah, not more than Guna bait though. That is true. Because when you talk about Zenith, people think Guna. But if you do care about Zenith, it is just like... There's like a considerable amount of marketing going towards Lycon. A whole car company is doing a collaboration and Lycon's like the poster guy with it. Well, outside of Rena, but... If you know, you know. I mean, and then of course...
This is the path I follow.
Yeah.
The afternoon sun
Yeah.
is exceptionally pleasant. Like the
I mean, Miyabi is just synonymous with marketing. She's not in the game, she's not relevant in an event. She has to be. She just has to be. So much she has to be.
The joy that this delicious composition brings is truly remarkable.
It do be reoccurring. Now I wonder what's gonna happen with like 2.3 because apparently we're getting beta this Sunday. Nope, we're actually getting it tomorrow. We are literally getting it tomorrow. And if it's tomorrow, that means there's potentially drip marketing. And if you know what happened this patch, the coming patch actually, throughout the first beta, technically speaking, one character has been missing from data mines. And there's going to be another Rupture character. Let me rephrase this. There's going to be a Bang Boot that would like to have a Rupture character, and it's 100% transfer that skill to Prog. And the character technically is playable and has playable data, but it's not playable as of yet because, well, said character is being revamped.
Do you want me to fight? Or cook?
It's not copium, because if it was copium, we would have seen him in drip marketing. The problem is, though, when we have a character that explicitly follows you and has like a whole moveset that's actually playable, then it tells you one thing: that character's coming out.
What flavor of music would you like to try today?
And it's not about Big Daddy, it's about Kamano. Because Loki, he's already playable, he already has cutscenes, you were just waiting for like his entire kit to come out. More importantly, this character has not actually been, well, has originally been in data mines for like the first half, or technically speaking.
Do you want me to fight? Or cook?
He was in the files for like the first beta. They removed him though, and he does not have any playable data. Outside of the quote-unquote playable data or the attack like animations that he has in his data mines, and that's it. No, I'm not.
What flavor of music would you like to try today?
Say for once anyway, I haven't been talking about him recently.
Take your time and savor it.
I do believe that he still might come out, most likely, because, you know, sometimes marketing do kind of care about him. At least sometimes. But Kamano is literally just there inside the game. He's literally supposed to be playable. And he was going to be playable. Granted, they were going to hoe him for the sake of adding in Seed, who we thought was going to be like the big old A rank character. Because, let's be honest, anybody that's big and burly is an A rank. Not anymore though, because Seed is technically 2 people. One who's technically zombified, who's technically like a zombified intelligent construct, and then the other who's essentially an orphan who eats flowers. A scary one apparently, who can just speak bamboo. Indecipherable bamboo. Oh, okay. Why am I getting rid of this one? This has attack percentage and AP. Why are we getting so many? Okay. Can I just see crit rate for once? For once? It's always upgrades to like anomaly characters, but never just whatever. And have feet, the most important part. Yes, the most important part what that they want to tell us. Sigh. Okay, DA. Disorder. Defensive assist. Daze. Chain attack. Ultimate damage. Let's see the buffs. Sonata. Okay. Okay. Alright then. Yeah, okay. So, this one's really good. This is pretty good. This one, yeah. Right, so Sonata basically keep this one then.
Man is iron, rice is steel.
Now, the nice thing about having everybody is that I don't have to use Astra on these 3. On these 2. And I could just opt for thinking. Previous DA buffs were very weird, yes, because they all handed towards anomaly, and everything was just anomaly focused season.
Such provocations
Okay.
don't go unanswered. It's over. Yep. Good work, Chief. My blade is already sheathed. Resistance is futile.
Better be careful, don't get scared!
There's no time to lose. I swear on my blade. It's over. Weak spot located.
Restore order! Now let down!
Mind and body. Waste of time.
Not me for this season because I need to do like, you know,
Sorry, I'm late, Yamaji. Leave the rest to me.
gotta maintain an agenda somehow. Alright. Might as well do this.
I see it. Victory. The only option.
It really doesn't matter how much you upgrade like user her. Either way, she still hits very hard.
My blade is already sheathed. Surrender. Enemy of section 6 shall pay.
Nice though, this session isn't actually anomaly focused for once. That's kind of crazy.
Yep, my blade is already sheathed.
Better be careful! Purging slash!
Alright.
Enough time! Let's go!
See your heart's reflections.
No forgiveness! Don't get scared, though! Fire!
I know.
Weakling. Such provocations don't go unanswered. Leave the rest to me, Chief. Weakling. Surrender. I swear on my blade.
It's nice that user her exists now because I don't have to just focus on using like user for one comp. It's nice that she exists. How much time do we even have left? We have a Shiyu, and then on the 4th, technically the 5th. So it's technically the 4th or 5th. 2.2 comes out. Yeah. And then it's a DA. Oh no, the DA resets directly on 2.2 release. And then we have another CU. So it's gonna be, so the CU is gonna be based on like Archshock again, right? Decibel generation.
Do you want me to fight?
Ooh, the stage will be mine!
10% from Seed. It is kind of friendly. I didn't even drink thingy. That's so. I think it's hard to use. It's fine though. Sorry, I all and do like and then team, let's go. Alright, 10k, that's good. Are we through? Alright.
This song is dedicated to the world.
I'll take charge.
Flying all here. Gonna impact is so weird. It's actually not bad. It's actually not bad. I was expecting like just borderline hand like 20k, but 26k on like M1 Astra, no M0 Astra, M1 Fufu, actually not bad. And 21k from just damage itself is really good. That's a good sign. That's a good buff. Alright then, not too enthused about this.
How can I help?
But regardless, we bowl.
I'm here.
I'll beat everyone.
Look after the boys. No.
I think he's too fat for that. Okay. Not bad, not bad. 7K, okay. Got a jump?
And the winner is me!
I'll take care of it. Gotcha now.
Yeah, I'm not decibels for this one.
Not bad, nothing.
Eyes on me! Head for
Make way for the undefeated champion! Move along. There it is. Try my pillar. A weak spot. It's authorized personnel only. End of the line. End of the line. Gotcha now. I'll take it.
A beautiful shooting star!
Move along. Try my pillar. I'll take it. There it is. Let off. I'm
Stay down there.
unstoppable.
Just remember, last year I had one non-anomaly boss. It was a Hugo Island boss. Technically speaking, you can still just use anomaly because everything was just anomaly favored. 28k is actually not bad. This is actually really good. I'm pretty happy with this one. Low key. 17%. That's okay. Actually happy with the results today. Because originally this was like just 20k, but I think it was just how bad I played. But now, I'm more confident with pan comp. I can kind of hit higher. Boss was growing crit buffs. That is true. This one does get crit buffs, right? No, it's just days and that's it. And it's when you impair them. Yeah, it's just days and then chain attack damage and ultimate damage. Yeah, this fight is... No, not really. Because it would reset DA whenever 2.2 comes out, and it would make it like force it, like, and then it would force it on like the... We got spoiled on a boss, so technically speaking, it just kind of doesn't matter. Last DA boss, the one I was talking about. Oh yeah, that one. The Marionette. Yeah, but when you talk about Marionette, you could just throw Miyabi on it. You know, I'll say what I can, you know, I'll give you my 2 cents. Everything was so anomaly favored. What you could have just done was physical comp over here, ice comp over there, and then with Notorious comp, you could have just used Hyper Carry Yanagi. So you could just use Mono Ice for thingy, and that still would have worked. Physical comp over here still would have worked. And then you have Yanagi Hyper Carry. And either way, you would have just gone like top score. Unless you have like M6 Hugo, then technically speaking. I think maybe I'd be at Butcher because I don't have Yanagi. Works either way. And right now, Butcher has gone shadow buffed so that it's mostly just a disorder fight. Like, you're just using disorder. Two. First my results. Last season was definitely like anomaly favored, and that wasn't that great. It kind of was a bit toxic in a way. It's fine though. It's just fine. This was the most inoffensive a DA could have been. Okay, I'm gonna wait until next week, Friday. A whole 7 days. That's cool. I need to get lucky here. 20 pity or 10 pity. Got a 9-star because of that. Yeah. The buffs are so counterintuitive, it was terrible. And then 2 of the whole bosses were just anomaly focused. You could not use anything but anomaly. What's it gonna be? Character, we got another pool. Nice if you go crazy and then just give me the Wenjin, and then I don't have to focus on like waiting for this banner. It would be nice. But 66 pity, 11 days. We have 1 more Shiyu, and then after that, that's no more pause. I get a 10-fold, and then another 60 something polychromes. Back. 100 polychromes. 180, so 280. That's it. 280. 280 from this. Already done this. We'll have to go and do this, and that ends when the banner ends. When the entire patch ends. So it's 120 here. So it's 400. 150 for the 7 days that elapse. Or 11 days. So 1,500, 1,650, that's a 10-fold at least. With the 720 we get, that is... 232. Get 2 more pause. I'll probably just get like the... I'll probably just do another whale session. And then hopefully I get this done, focus on seed, and that's it. That's pretty much my game plan. I am happy with how Yanagi is now. That is it. I'm just done. I already have user has Wenjin, so not too fussed about that. Oh my god, I just clocked. You know the new set, right? You know the actual new set? That isn't just a GUN buff, that's an Ellen buff. That is actually an Ellen buff. Ellen gets 55% basic attack damage on top of like the 100% plus 50. She gets a fat 155%. And then she gets even more ice damage as well. She is getting mega buffed. Actually, she is thriving. She is actually thriving over here. They buffed Ellen again. They technically buffed Ellen again. Wait, no, hold up. True, possibly Neko buff, but she's still bad anyway. True, because you know what the thing is? 1.0 was like a terrible patch. Because look at this. After any character inflicts assault, increases the damage of Nekomatsu's EX special by 35%. What damage is she doing with 35%? When she needs this? Actually, what kind of damage is she doing? Anyway, you know what the scary thing is? They mentioned something about how like, oh, we inadvertently made Silver Anby like super strong because of all these characters. Also, some other members are actually looking to get buffed at some point. Some other members are looking to actually get buffed at some point. Some other members are looking to get buffed at some point. Some other members are looking to get buffed at some point. Some other members are looking to get buffed at some point. Of Over Squad. Soldier 11. It's talked about quite a considerable amount. Talking about 1 point. Yeah, World War II. Low key, we might as well be. Low key. It was a terrible time. Because at least Kaleda is just okay as like a supportive agent, and it's only just like next to Evelyn if you don't have Jufufu or Lighter. And if you don't have one of these two, then pray tell you I hope you've actually gotten Astra. If not, what are you doing with Evelyn? But technically speaking, it's Evelyn we're talking about. And if you have Evelyn, you should have gotten this a long time ago. That is a Wenjin of all time. It does get to a point. It does get to a point.
How can I help?
Like, when is it gonna happen?
Do you want me to fight? Or cook?
They did talk about readjusting agents. And yes, it's great that in terms of story, old agents are more or less relevant. Because at some point we're gonna see her again.
Do it.
At some point we're gonna see her again. It's not like they're forgotten. They do appear from time to time.
standing by.
But we've seen a lot of Trigger,
Awaiting further instructions.
an unvoiced Soldier 11, who's probably going to be voiced in the next patch. And then... a bit, how many times we see Lycon, how many times you've seen him. Not that I'm annoyed, I'm great, like, I'm happy about it, but we do see him a lot. And then, we get, like, a bunch of, like, Sons of Canada kind of stuff, despite not seeing Caesar at all. Light has been there.
So we're good.
As part of the particular agenda.
Starlight, it's time to shine!
Thanks, man. Where are they? Bring it on. Wait for it. We're right here. We're sitting, like, I'm set. I'm waiting. Bring it out. Hey, just show us already. We know the plot for, like, the Outer Ring thing isn't done just yet, but we're still waiting. And when you do, bring out your boss with you. Alright, okay.
Man is iron, rice is steel. I make a mean chitlins meal.
We'll say this, for how much stuff we do get in terms of story, because we're technically still a part of, like, Yunquei Summit. Ye's Yuan is technically teaserly playable, because he has, like, the same dumb teaser that, like, everybody else gets whenever they end the story. So after you end the story, right, a character gets teased when they, like, whenever they become playable or not. So for example,
I would never turn down Lord Phaethon.
she's one.
I wish you a fabulous day.
He's one.
Ooh, we really harmonize.
She's one.
Eradicate all evil.
She's one.
You have my complete support.
She's one. There are more egregious examples around here.
Need something?
He's Teniki-ish one. But that's because he kind of, like, straggles around. Chingy is also one as well. Yeah, Teniki Chingy is one. And she ended up being playable the patch after, straight up. Not Jane though, we already just seen Jane since, like, we've literally just seen Jane the first time, like, 1.1. And that's Teniki yet. But with how the game is, yeah, they do definitely, like, teasing characters, like, one by one every single time they feel like it. Come on, Pointy.
What brings you here this time?
She also got teased. When it literally came down to, like, kicking ethereals, like, straight up thrashing them during 1.7, and then just, like, dragging around to, like, a world antique shop. Yeah, Teniki being the first time we've seen her was, like, the release trailer, so Teniki got drip marketed, but story-wise, the first time you ever see her is 1.1. But with how the game likes teasing characters, the other the other Suibin Temple or Yunquei Summit member, Ye Yuan. Yeah, the guy with the glass and the foxes. Technically speaking, they have teasing to be playable, so he is going to be in the game. Some way, somehow. And he's still technically plot relevant because his sister is missing, and they've never reunited after a particular event that we don't know of. And he's still technically relevant. Now, it is just the fact that you and Yunquei Sama are just going about, or like, we're waiting for like Yi's one to like just straight up like neg diff the enemy. The same way that this story was. And then we also get like, you know, a lot more interactions with the other members. With 2.1, a lot of interactions with Pan this patch. A lot of interactions with him. Farmer. Oh, yeah, Yuan. Yeah, he potentially gonna be a character. Potentially. But I feel like after a whole, like, we're done wholesale with, like, Yunquei Summit, we have to go back to Outer Ring at some point. We have to go back to Outer Ring. They are, like, teasing the fact that, hey, we're also thinking about releasing more S-rank variants of, like, you know, of A-rank characters. Emphasis on S-rank variants, because we don't talk about, like, S-rank variants of a character that already has an S-rank. He's gonna be real at some point. He's gonna be real. S-rank Biddy's gonna be real. And he's the only character as an S-rank that's actually, like, basically highly anticipated to get an S-rank ult. He's the only character that is, like, this invested in for, like, an S-rank ult. Oh yeah, Billy.
Do you want me to fight or cook?
He does, he does. And technically speaking, there's something around... Well, no. Nicole's VA did say something about, like, a big announcement eventually. Around August. But she couldn't mean by September, so... Potentially. And Nicole does appear, like, a bunch of times here and there. But... eventually, we're gonna see this guy hit like 1 million with like just his bare fists. The moment that happens, it's over. It's literally just over. And then, of course, if there's Outer Ring, and then another potential S rank, I think we know who it is. I think we know who it is. Because why on earth would we be talking about Outer Ring and then not have the other character in question be a thing, be a, like, other thing? Oh, you know, at this point, they could just do 2 S-rank ults.
To what do I owe the
And then have, like, Lucy be the other S-rank ult. Oh, you mean by, Yeji Yuan. Yeah, him.
Man is iron, rice is
I thought you were talking about Biddy for a second there. I was, like, getting confused. Like, actually confused. Yeah, Yeji 1 is literally gonna be playable. He has to be. Here's the thing, though, right? The devs literally, get this, on record, we're talking about how, hey, we're actually developing a couple other characters. Here's one character, for example. There is, get this, a martial artist who always seems to be pretty calm, but on the battlefield, he is exceedingly ferocious. There is a martial artist who seems calm at first, but is exceedingly ferocious on the battlefield as a main on-field DPS agent. And a character whose sword grows 3 times the size during battle. I don't know what to tell you, but that seems like we're gonna finish off like Yunquei Summit first. Within the next 2 patches, and then around 2.5, 2.7. Well, after 2.5, but 2.6 to 2.8, we are focused around Outer Ring. Ready to stuff. And for a whole map that is based on a massive arid area, don't get to explore outside that often. Like, this is all we explore. This whole upper area, and then that's it. How funny it was. He's cool though, he's kinda cool though. I will be honest. There are times where Loki, there are times where a character heavily grows on me. I suddenly start caring about a character a lot more as soon as they just either we get more exposition on the character or I wait until like the live stream itself. Or they get teased in the story. Because I'm hearing some weirdly unhinged things from C Jr.'s mouth. It's kind of hilarious.
Where are we going? There's no class today.
And I think I told myself in a way that
Don't frighten me like that.
in a way I would like Alice a lot more when she eventually comes out. I wasn't wrong when I said would like Alice, and now I'm hearing like C just saying the weirdest of things like ketchup on cake and just eating flowers. Izumi Coco, and she's not even playable. Zenith's characters do something. They're just a whole they're just wholly different. With HSR, they follow a trope, but then they have like these weird quirks or whatever. This is technically sort of that, but turned up by 100. A noble woman with like insane hatred for like asymmetry.
Got a new ghost story to share?
A prankster who tells ghost stories, but technically speaking, also speaks from experience because they're not wholly like untruthful. I didn't think I like Speak Shack that much, but until now, I didn't think I would like them. Up until now, it is a very funny faction. Cheapskate.
Help you ward off misfortune and disaster.
Man is iron, rice is steel. I make a mean chitlins meal.
Kind of poor. Or like just takes advantage of like any like sort of financial opportunity he can get. Because I kid you not, the reason why 2.1 story starts is because of him. It's mostly just because of him. It's all his fault. If not for him being a cheapskate, you would have never like actually met Yuzuha. It's very funny.
Fufu's here.
Honestly, doesn't call herself a child, but technically is a child. Also a bit goofy silly. No, I wouldn't say like average pandas and stuff like that.
I make a mean chitlins meal.
This guy keeps a wholesome 100. In fact, there's a whole like weekly event, a weekly thing that you always keep on doing, particularly like with him in general. That's it. Like with panda characters,
or cook.
It's always just just hidden artist stowed away, whatever. This guy is just not even hidden at all. Doesn't do a very good job in staying hidden. And it's not like, oh, he's just... It's mostly just down to finance, which is a trend. A trend. No Kung Fu, Cook, nice, average video game panda. You know what, fair.
Man is iron, rice is steel. I make a mean chitlins meal.
But with Pan, it's more so less that info. Like they know that it's a trope. They know that he's going to follow that trope, but it's less that and more so about his circumstances and what he does to combat it. Because with the panda characters, they are literally just cooks and can fight or do kung fu. Yeah. I mean, with his with his playstyle, you are literally just doing that, but the wok is a literal weapon, and he holds it later at all times. So with that, most panda characters end up being a bit stupid and not really that smart. Pan's really smart with money. It's kind of like he's so money smart it becomes humorous at some point. Either he leaves you on a line just to go and get an item and then go try out something or eat something, and that's it. Or be massive cheapskate. But we kin the panda bear. We kin him. We kin him. I will say this. With Fufu, is literally just semi thoughts empty, like head empty, no thoughts like at all, right in her dome. And she's obviously like sort of kind of maybe a bit honorable. In a sense of she doesn't want to actually like fall too far, like go too low when it comes to scams. Or not really scams, but just like, yeah, just dumb. Unless it's remotely linked to food. Yeah, that's Yufufu, alright? She is kinda dumb. Shit, like, I kid you not, the main reason why she does not appear in the entire story for 2.1 is because she's bad at math. She is quite literally terrible at math, and she is held up for the entire story only up until the other twin helps tutor her, and that's it. Oh, Pan's not dumb. Pan's actually quite smart.
Fight or cook.
Pan is not dumb. It is really funny. Because it's like, you think Pan would be like the stereotypical dumb panda bear. No, he's relatively smart. He's really smart with money. And, you know, with how he carries himself out, like, you know, general public, how, like, here and there. He's kind of a dad. And it's funny. Like, the only dumb member of, like, the entire crew is technically just Yufufu. Now, in terms of, like, seniority, technically speaking, Yufufu actually is, does outrank Pan. Yeah, so she technically would know more martial arts than Pan. Because he's lived in the temple for most of her entire life. Linked to food, the money buys food. And yeah.
Man is iron, rice is steel. I make a mean chitlins meal.
You would be right. But compared to Pan and Yufufu, Pan thinks about buying food. Not like he likes food, but he also tries to make sure that everybody at least eats as much as he does is kind of funny. It is pretty funny, in fact. The big back turns everyone into a big back, and you know what? It works with Fufu. Yijuan is just tired.
Ward off misfortune and disaster.
Yijuan is just continuously, like, is sort of kind of tired of, like, not wanting to do so much work. She does, and she tries to skip out of, like, you know, work like a certain somebody. But, like, it's kind of a breath of fresh air in a way, because when you think bear characters,
I make a mean chitlins meal.
they end up being either dumb, like food, and or just a cuddly member of the team. Well, 2 of those are right. One of them is kind of wrong, and I'm kind of glad they get to stand on their own 2 feet at some point. More of Yaniki if she kind of got lazy.
I can help you ward off misfortune and disaster.
Yaniki is literally just doing everything for everything. Like, Yaniki does everything out of her power. I think it's less that, and more so she's the inverse of Yaniki. But not in the sense of she doesn't want to do everything for, like, her, you know, her students, whatever. It's literally just the fact that Yijuan doesn't want to put too much stake into a lot of things, and if there's an opportunity, she kind of grabs it. But like, she kind of wants to, like, grab it by her own 2 hands. Financially. Pan is very book smart and also money smart. Though he do be acting kind of dumb and goofy here and there. When it's kind of far from it. Because technically speaking, the only actually dumb member of Yunkai Summit is just Jufufu. You know, the one character. They both got all the tasks to do, but one does all of them, the other one dodges them. Well, technically speaking, if it's like,
what brings you here this time?
If you end up being, like, quite literally one of the strongest members in the entire, like, Zenith's verse, you will end up always wanting to dodge work some way, some form. In some way, shape, or form.
I can help you ward off misfortune and disaster.
Like, you will not want to do any work.
Pretty good lately.
Man.
What brings you here this time?
I thought, like, the actual lines just change, but it's just one. Oh, she did be doing a lot for stuff like fortune reading, actually being the high preceptor, in this case the Shifu of, like, the entire temple. On top of that, having to just go on diplomatic trips because she herself is a high preceptor. To the point where it's literally just both Pan, Jufufu, and Ye Shiwan who kind of has to run the temple. Jufufu does her best. Yeah. With the exception of T-Workaholics. That is true. Everybody in, like, Section 6 does not want to do work. They can do work, but they can't do it. With the exception of a child. A little child. Who technically kind of put it up to herself to actually just fight with like the people she cares about. One is Kaneki Ill, who really just doesn't want to fight and wants to skip out of work.
This is the path I follow.
One is completely just focused about self training, like training for herself, and not actually just fighting, and not like doing any sort of like diplomatic work. In fact, she tries to avoid calling herself a void hunter or trying to be a void hunter. It's just the fact that think Goku in a way. autism, the character. Literally just that.
What brings you here this time?
This is sort of ish the inverse, but not exactly, because she technically is so overworked and so tired, and technically kind of traumatized that she doesn't really want to, like, if there's an opportunity to actually just kind of, to make the work a lot more easier, she kind of takes it. Whether it be financial or in a way. Or like trying to like skip out something that she doesn't absolutely have to go and do. Or that she doesn't really feel strongly about.
Today's reading is Be a Hero.
Isn't Chao turned into Tiger Hero?
Man is iron, rice is steel. I make a mean chitlins meal.
Beth Iron, who is from a rare background, born in unfortunate circumstances, and then puts himself to actually learn. Or tries to learn as much as possible because he's that indebted to the entire Yunquei Summit, the entirety of Yunquei Summit. So yeah, it's a bit tropey, but there's always like a really good spin with Zen's characters. That I can definitely appreciate. Oh, I mess with heavy. Loki. Alright, here's my potential thought process of what might happen. For half anniversary, they have to buff another character. They will most likely have to buff another character. They themselves would know that they have left characters in a state where it might start becoming more skewed towards just trying to pull for the support that they need, that they have to get, rather than opening up how many comps they can actually be they can be ran in at some point. So what I'm thinking is, with how they're talking a big deal about how to buff a standard character, they're gonna buff a standard character some way, somehow, some way, shape, or form, and it will probably be down to either one of these three. Just one of these three. They'll probably buff one of these three. The moment that they do that, they'll probably be on par with maybe not too strong, but they'll be on par with somewhere around a 1.1, a 1.0 to 1.2 agent that comes out. It's funny how I end up being in Yuzuha because of Yuzuha. Yuzuha is more important than Yuzuha. Let's be honest. Because with Yuzuha, you need to actually have characters that can actually buff her, and on top of that, you have to get her Wenjin. You actually have to get her Wenjin. She's the one character that wants her Wenjin more so than anything else. Because why would this effect sucks? The
I can help you
BP Wenjin.
Disaster.
Sorry, the BP Wenjin, although great, why bother going for this? If you regard it, you have to spend money because she has no free-to-play options outside the one, outside this one Wenjin.
What brings you here this time?
Literally, outside of any other option, she has just this one Wenjin, and it's not even that good because it's just buffing her attack. How's she so forgettable? Alice? No, I'm talking about not forgettable, but she's less important.
I can help you ward off misfortune and disaster.
Because with how Miasma was just kind of teased in a way, people were just essentially misled into thinking that Yijuan's going to be so meta-defining to the point where if you have Yijuan, that's it. Like, it's all over, or whatever. When, in reality, she's kind of hard to build. She's kind of hard to build. And she would take a considerable amount of money to actually just finish off. Because she doesn't have a good engine, like, to pick. This effect kind of sucks. This effect kind of sucks. The other one is okay, but you're spending money regardless. And so your only option, your only legitimate option is just going for this one. Is given a crit rate, is giving her more sheer force attack. It is quite literally giving her even more sheer force. Or sheer damage, basically. I'd kind of combat in saying that not really, because what Alice needs is just Alice can get AP really quickly. She gets a lot of AM though, and if you're at like 1140 AM, that's it. She's getting like she's already at around like 400 AP. Each additional point of AM gives her 1.6 AP. So plus 12, plus 12, plus 12. 12 times 1.6, 1.6, 6, 72, 7.2, 6, 11. She's getting 11 AP. Well, 12 AP actually. No, 70. Okay, so it's 12, 17. Oh, it's 17.2. 17.2, which is 17.
Bear witness to the noble principles of the Timefield family.
60. 6. So 63 or 64. Yeah, she gets to like around 400 AP, but I don't think that's too bad. Because you know what you can get away with?
Do you want me to fight? Or cook?
If you actually do kind of wail.
Don't frighten me like that.
If you're not really fussed about running Jane next to her, you can give her this. And it still works. It still would work. She's not getting the extra AM, but the physical damage bonus is still worth it. Originally, I would say this, but the problem is that got changed, or that essentially got fixed. So now that effect just doesn't work at all on anybody that doesn't proc an extra anomaly or shock. Can kind of use this. Not that you need to use it. Can kind of use this. And then Tennigan can sort of kind of use this. Might as well go for a Wenjin instead. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because technically speaking, this is still really amazing. This is technically an amazing Wenjin. Attack percentage, 60 AM, and then 40% AM physical damage. So regardless, still an amazing option. If the only other viable option is one on the remote test, might as well go for it. Yeah.
Do you want me to fight? Or cook?
I mean, you know my thingies, my circumstances. I probably have to go for this one as well. I am trying to go for this one because I mean, I did get I knocked down like
Let's get to work.
both Alice and Yaniki's signature. I think it'd be nice just to get another signature. You know, grabbing Alice's one. But Alice's options are are pretty good. They are pretty good. Cause yeah, it's attack and AM that she's getting and 40% anomaly damage that she does get to technically have, but she's still getting AP here and a bunch of like physical attack damage. And then 40% AP build up, and build up to anomaly. Slice it. Alice still has like pretty good options. She at least gets to actually have a Wenjin to use if you can't if you don't pull for it. It's not that important. But with Yi's one, however, you have to get her Wenjin. You most likely will have to get it. Unless she likes what? How much let's look. If 11.5% attack for 10 seconds. And it's only for 20 seconds. A character that has to be on field as much as possible. Because both her best in slot partners have to be off field. Because she isn't like some weird Archshock agent. No, all of her kit is best. It's on field. She is completely and utterly on field. No, like she needs to be on field as much as possible. Low key, if she isn't, what's actually the point? Yeah, and in that case, we've already dealt. It's been like what 2 months of like dealing with. Well, technically over 2 months of just dealing with like miasma now. It is not much of a threat, as much as people thought it was. Except if you're playing Hollow Zero. Except if you're playing Hollow Zero. Otherwise, this thing is not a threat. You are quite literally living lavishly. So, case in point, don't have to go for her Wenjin. Don't have to go for her at all. You could literally just skip her. And then you can just focus on like a lot more, well, I would say on a more important character. Even though she's still technically like the best DPS in the entire game, I think what's more important is just having the support first. More so than DPS agents. Don't like the current state of Hollow Zero? Honestly, same.
What brings you here this time?
Honestly, same. With how the original one was, this is very simplistic. I'll be honest, it kind of got boring. Well, not boring. Still okay-ish. You get to do dumb comps like this. And they still buff you, like, no matter how much you want. Like, no matter how underprepared you are. But at some point, you gotta start thinking to yourself, isn't this just, like, catering or pandering to, like, the next character that just comes out? Like, it's nice that you get to permanently try out characters, no matter how much you want. Or no matter if you're missing out these characters or not. Like, you still get to play with them. If they have a